to one final question. This one's a little bit more theoretical, a little bit more abstract. But you might wonder, why should somebody who's interested in business be interested in studying the liberal arts, and vice versa? Why should somebody who's in the liberal arts be interested in studying business? Well, the first thing to say is not everybody who's in the liberal arts needs to study business, right? That's obvious. I do think it's the case, though, that somebody who's studying business, anybody who's studying business, should be interested to some extent in the liberal arts. And I think the two can be mutually reinforcing, right? So here's a couple of examples. Suppose you're really career-minded. You think, I know exactly what I want to do. I know the path that I'm going to take. I have mentors. I have people talking about this. So why would I need anything extra? Why would I want to add on a history minor or something like that? Well, it turns out that even given those goals, you would be served well by this program. Employers will often say things like, we want critical thinkers. We want people who have a breadth of experience and knowledge to bring to bear on the particular concrete projects that you'd be working on in this particular firm, right? Or in this company or something like that. So you can imagine yourself at the career fair talking to a recruiter and being able to say something like, look, I want to work for this tech startup in part because I do anthropology, and in thinking about anthropological questions and about human behavior and about how that behavior shapes real world action, I want to sort of bring that experience into my work, into my job, right? I would find that really meaningful. That would be excellent. Okay, so suppose you're somebody who's really interested in the liberal arts, but you also take seriously the idea of business. Maybe you want to go into business, or maybe you just want to study business, right? So a person like that is also going to be well served by this program. Why? Well, because in the liberal arts, in the humanities, especially in academia, one temptation is to abstract away from the particulars, away from the concrete reality of the thing that we're thinking about. So suppose I was writing a dissertation on the philosophy of systemic injustice, right? One really important feature of that dissertation would be whether it engages seriously with the kind of cases that I want my account to apply to, right? So if I'm just making up cases and saying like, oh, well, look, fraud is really bad, and if you have fraud in a company, then everybody's going to be worse off. Okay, that's one thing, right? But if you can say, look, here's a really concrete case. Here's how this played out at a particular company or in a particular region of the world. Your argument is going to be enriched. It's going to be better than it otherwise would be. So I think coming from either perspective, students who are more interested in business or more interested in the liberal arts or whose goals have more to do with one or the other, both of these camps of people can be really well served by what we have to offer in the Sheedy Family Program.